features with Livingston and Tangela too, and our host Vincent Van Dahl, and he brings it to ya. Creature features and all creatures and all features, and the creature gonna get you tonight. You better not turn out your bedroom light. He'll grab your head and give it such a bite. You may even die, just from a fright. You ain't nothing gonna be, baby. You ain't nothing gonna be alright. Cause the creature gonna get you, baby. Don't get you tonight.
It just doesn't seem to be of any decent quality.
They won't care, they never do.
But I care. I thought we were finished with showing low-quality films.
We are, but you insisted on this particular film, and this is the best quality our distributor could find. Now please attend to your viewers.
Oh, all right. Welcome to Creature Features. I'm your host, Vincent. With me is the dazzlingly devilish dame of the manor, the darling Miss Tangela. And over to this side is my butler, Livingston, whose sense of style, class, and sophistication is matched only by his appreciation for quality and craftsmanship. Except when it comes to the visual quality of the films we present here each week.
Oh, not this again.
It looks like it came off a VHS tape.
It likely did.
Why didn't the filmmakers merely create a Blu-ray DVD of this film?
Because the technology to do so did not exist in 1970. Oh, forget about it.
Oh, now that's an interesting point. Tangela mentions that anyone watching in 1973 was undoubtedly using an analog television which had a maximum resolution of 525 lines, which is only a mere fraction of the quality of regular 1080p HD. She also says that very few people had cable back in those days, so the vast majority of viewers were typically watching over the air with rabbit ear antennas, so the picture quality was even further diminished by normal broadcast interference and nearby vacuum cleaners. In any case, her point is that though the picture quality of tonight's film is not up to the standards we strive for here on Creature Features, it is likely far better than what it probably was on your television screens had you viewed the premiere when it first broadcast 50 years, 3 months, and 14 days ago. Oh, of course. And the name of that movie happens to be A Cold Night's Death, starring Robert Culp, Eli Wallach, and Michael Gwynn. It has something to do with an Arctic research station and monkeys or some other nonsense like that. And joining us to watch tonight's film will be our old friend, horror director Jackie Kong. She'll chat us up about her new comic book series, tell us what she's been up to as of late, and chime in about the quality of tonight's film, or lack thereof. So don't go away, for it is to be another night of Arctic research fright, right here on Creature Features. Stay tuned. So, Jackie Kong, famous horror director, did you know that next Wednesday on ABC, Dr. Dolittle will be on? The original with Rex Harrison.
Let's catch it.
Yes, let's catch it. But not tonight, because we're not here to look at that. We're here to look at this, your new comic book.
Yes.
This is wonderful. Spend the night.
It's a horror comic book.
It is a horror comic
Yes.
book. It's
not-
lovely. No. We're going to put up photos here, but we're going to chat about this. And we're going to chat about what this looks like, as when I was looking at this, I think this is the storyboard for your next film.
I wrote 20 issues.
20 issues?
Yes, 20 issues are written. And I've already produced the first one, and the second one is wrapping right now, will be released in May.
All right, we're going to get into detail on this, but how have you been, young lady?
It's been a while.
It's
and
been too long.
Way too long. I'm
I
good.
assumed that you were off making your next epic.
Well, I am. That's Spend the Night, my comic book.
No, I mean film. You know, I picture you behind a camera, like one of those large Panavision kind.
They don't use those anymore. But I am prepping this comic book to be a series.
Like a TV series. Like,
I think you
no?
will see it on one of the big streaming services, surely, because it is riveting. I've written 20 episodes
Right,
already.
right.
20 issues done. One already sold out.
That's
and,
quicker than making films then, isn't it?
Much faster. And I'm working with artists. It's very much similar to making a movie. I work with storyboard artists, I work with layout artists, I work with inkers, I work with colorists, letterers, and it's a very
And I noticed that you have a thing
process.
about the soundtrack for this comic book, which is in the back as a list of songs one must play.
yes, a playlist, which no one has done in a comic
A
book.
playlist for a comic. This is gorgeous. We're going to talk in more detail about this. Let's talk about the film.
Yes.
A Cold Night's Death is what we're running tonight, 1973.
Can't wait to watch it.
You're familiar with this film. This is, you were saying earlier, it reminds you of...
Kind of a TV ripoff of The Thing.
right,
And,
but,
but
no,
that's-
it's not, because The Thing came out after, right?
I don't think so. No, Howard Hawks directed The Thing. with
The 1950 or the 1970
the black
one?
and white version.
All right.
John Carpenter did the version that everyone knows
Right.
In color in the 70s.
Right.
Maybe late 70s, early 80s. I'm not sure exactly of the year.
Nor
But,
do I.
Yeah, but so this is kind of, I think that Spelling and those guys used to make these TV movies with the TV actors, Robert Culp.
Right.
And they were like very similar. I won't say, I guess I already said rip-off, but
No, they
very
did.
similar to these films.
In the motif of.
Yes. In
Right.
the motif of the same exact story.
Did you know?
Practically.
Here's a fact you may not know. Robert Culp, the star of this film, is buried not more than 50 miles from here.
Really?
He's dead, you know.
Well, I would
I mean,
think
they
he
did
would
not
be-
bury
I think
him
he
alive.
would be dead if
No.
they buried him.
First he
nearby.
died, and then they buried him,
brought
but they
him here.
chose to bury him. I suppose
Well-
he was raised in the Berkeley area.
Well, he's got, this is a beautiful area. I flew in today, and I have to say it's really gorgeous. I may move up here, and you'd have to,
Should we bury you here as well?
no, please. Bury me in Hawaii,
Yeah,
please.
we can make you a plot in
Bury
the
me
back.
on
No.
Maui, please.
You want to be on Maui? This is
Yes.
volcanoes. I could just see someday in the future when a volcano shoots your body up in the air.
Yes, and I'll be just dust. We're all stardust, baby.
No, I think you'll land as a mummy in a Starbucks somewhere in Waikiki.
Oh, horrible. No, I will be shot out of the volcano in as dust and come down over the island. That's the way I see it.
Oh, that should be a
That's the way I
service
see it.
offered by the Hawaiian Memorial Service.
I was just
company.
there. They should offer that.
Right.
They should offer. I would
Right.
sign up for that. Shoot me out of the volcano.
Volcano cannon.
Come down as stardust.
Burial.
Yeah.
All right, enough of
All
this. Let's get to the film, and when we come back, we're going to
Great
talk in
idea.
detail about this, right?
Yes, I
All right.
will explain more.
Off we go. Cold Night's Death, 1973. Robert Culp, Eli Wallach, and a bunch of other wonderful people and monkeys. Don't go away. See you soon. Bye. So tell me, Jackie Kong, if you were not a famous horror filmmaker, would you work at an Arctic research facility with primates?
Oh, I don't think I'd work there, but I want to go on a cruise up there.
A
I've always
cruise?
wanted to go on an Arctic cruise.
Oh,
I
I've
thought
been
that'd
on
be
one. You do not want to go.
Not fun.
Oh, God, no.
sort of like
I did, and I
relive
don't mean to use any brand names here, but
that
related to
bad.
the Love Boat,
That
I took a cruise. I took a
gonna
cruise.
go. No, I'm gonna go.
No, I took
I'm
a
dragging
cruise
you
to
with me.
Alaska.
I'm dragging you with me. You're coming
it was
back.
the most heinous thing.
You-
I was on the voyage of the damned.
That
No,
sounds
no.
great. I want to go on that.
This
I
is
wanna
a
go on
true
that cruise.
story. It was full of senior citizens,
Oh, really?
right? And this boat, this ship,
yeah.
had a casino, it had a disco, it had a nightclub, and I thought I was going to have while away nights of fun. They would close them all at 4 p.m. because all the old people would go to sleep.
Oh my God! No, then we should go to Miami.
Two
We'll go to
people
Miami.
died.
We go to
Two people died.
We go on
This
the
is-
Virgin Voyage Miami party boat down to
with my luck,
Key West.
it'll be another voyage of the damned.
No, maybe
All right.
you're right. Maybe a lot of senior citizens on that one.
We'll get
too.
back to this movie and her urge for a cruise soon. But I want to
Okay.
talk about this. All right, so they are going one-eyed Jenny, one-eyed Jenny, one-eyed Jenny, and all of a sudden, this zombie woman appears.
No, they are summoning the urban legend One-Eyed Jenny.
Well, she's obviously not a legend if she appears.
Well, you never want. It's like you don't want to ever say it 3 times, and you will never want to say it 3
I
times.
just did.
Oh my God! You've just summoned.
You mean it's a real
One-Eyed Jenny. It's a
thing?
real thing, and
Oh, my
now
goodness.
she will come and haunt you. My God!
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Tangela will come out and
Yeah, you're going
terrorize
to need
her
your
first.
crew
No,
to,
I'm not-
to deal with
I'm not
her.
worried
I'm
about
telling
anything
you,
like that.
she's like it wreaks havoc. You know?
Or this one. This one will come out and
Perhaps.
scold her.
Perhaps.
This
You'll
is wonderful.
see.
So your first comic book ever, and I have a signed copy. This is actual
Yes,
signature.
that's
right?
worth $100 online right now. They've sold out, and the first printing completely sold out, and they've.
$110. Anybody
Yep.
wants it? It's available. right
Well,
now.
hang
No,
on to
this
it.
one's mine.
It's going to be worth more than that.
So what in God's name inspired you to get into this business?
Well, I was telling a story is telling a story, right? And I wrote 20 issues, which were really in my mind were 20 episodes filmically of this comic book, and I never really thought about making a comic book.
Wait, there's
but
a step before you wrote 20 where you actually said, I want to do this.
not as a comic book initially, no.
Oh, so this
I
was
wrote-
going to be a film.
I wrote it as a film. I
Oh.
wrote the first 4 of these episodes as a film, not even as a series, just as a film because I was bored
Okay.
and I wanted to write this story of this One-Eyed Jenny, this urban legend.
Right.
And then I put it away because there was not a lot of production going on at the time.
Right.
And then one night, you want to know how it came about?
Yes.
Keanu Reeves came to me in my dreams.
The Keanu Reeves
Yes. And he
came to you in
said,
your dreams.
make a comic book, Jackie. Make a comic book. And I said, well, that's the weirdest thing. He's never been on my radar, at all. I've never really watched his acting with
If
much,
I might say, I don't have a thing for Keanu Reeves, but I would think that if I was you and I had Keanu Reeves in my dream, it would not be about comic books.
Well, that's what most people would think, but they're not Jackie Kong, right? So what happened was I forgot about it, and the next thing I know, I went to Sasquatch Coffee on Melrose, and right next door is a comic book store, a very famous one called Golden Apple.
Right.
And in the window was a picture of Keanu Reeves and his new friggin' comic book.
No.
Yes. So I must have some.
It was a premonition.
Yeah, he's making a comic book.
I must make one.
You should, if you have a story
No,
to
not
tell.
me. You are thinking this.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Yes, I should
No.
do that, and that's why he came to me in my dream.
That's a great
And that's-
story. Is this documented in this?
No, it is not. It is
You
not.
should put that in there.
Neil, that's one of the questions.
You should put
So-
that in here.
Well, when I give interviews, I did disclose it in one interview once we released the book, and but weirdly enough, I take it back. He did cross my path days before when I almost hit his motorcycle in front of Starbucks in L.A., and I didn't know it was his motorcycle, so I pulled in.
So you would have hit it if you knew it was not his.
Well, I was trying to get into this parking spot in front of Starbucks, and it was parked in front, and there was a spot there, and I zoomed head into the parking spot and almost hit the motorcycle. But then I thought, I can't get into it. You know how when you go into a spot and you can't quite
I think
maneuver?
you should just be riding and not driving.
Yeah, exactly. I
Right,
should have been,
right.
you know, I'm always writing in my mind. So I back and forth with my daughter. I'm like, we're laughing, going, who drives a friggin' commando motorcycle? It was a commando. I said, I know motorcycles pretty well.
Comanche.
No, commando.
Commando.
So I'm going, we're laughing at the motorcycle. It's all jet black and matte finish. And I'm hitting it almost every time. 5 or 6 times I almost hit this motorcycle. And then I go into the Starbucks, and they said, well, we just had a celebrity sighting. Keanu Reeves is sitting out in front. And I said, oh, you mean? He goes, yeah, that's his motorcycle out.
Oh, my goodness.
So he's very cool. He didn't like yell at us for almost hitting the motorcycle multiple times. And he gets up and he goes to his motorcycle and he's wearing all black leather. He's looking like really.
You know, he knows how to operate the Matrix. He could have caused some trouble for you.
He could have got up, but he sat there very cool watching me repeatedly almost hit
Well,
his
he could just
Commando.
buy a new one if you smashed it.
Apparently he owns this Commando motorcycle company.
Oh, well, if it's
So
his.
I guess.
I'm getting a signal we got to get back to the film, but when
Okay.
we get back, we're going to talk some more about this. We're going to do mail first. So
Yes.
Tangela's going to come and pull you out of the chair.
Okay.
And I suggest you pinch
I'm
her.
ready, Tangela.
I suggest you
Where is
pinch her
she?
when she does it. She
I
doesn't
will.
want that. All right, off we go back to A Cold Night's Death. We shall see you on the other side of the break with mail. And then when we come back from that, we'll be back with Jackie Kong. Don't go away.
This is Livingston, and you're watching Creature Features. Not now. Stay tuned. This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
Livingston, did you know that Channel 4 is running the Andromeda Strain?
I did not know that until this moment.
Michael Crichton's thriller about an alien microorganism that decimates a town overnight and threatens the world. Starring Arthur Hill, James Olsen, David Wayne, Kate Reed. Wasn't she a pornographic actress, Kate Reed?
I haven't the vaguest idea.
I must be thinking of somebody else, not that I'd know. Anyways, welcome back to the show. Let's do some mail, shall we?
Bobby Smith from Harrodsburg, Pennsylvania.
Bobby Smith. Do you think he'd mind if I call him Robert?
I don't think he'd mind.
I suppose I could say Bobby. Hello, Bobby.
That would be a policeman,
No,
wouldn't
you
it?
know, I knew a lad when I was young named Bobby. And he thought he was regal. He'd go, "Oh, I'm Bobby, kiss my hand." Yeah, it's terrible.
I don't understand the logic of that.
I did not either, but everyone beat him up after school. Not very nice. He got a pounding quite regularly. But I think all Bobby's better. All right. Hi, friends at Creature Features. Vincent and Mr. Livingston, all the best. Notice he said my name first.
I like being in good company.
That's right. Tangela is a lovely young lass who I have a crush on. But anyway, keep the great horror films coming. I watch you on YouTube and love any of the movies you play. I would like to request the film The Wolfman with Lon Chaney, the original film from the 1930s. It's a classic I would love to see. Keep up the great horror films. I love you, Tangela. Take care. XOXOXO. Bobby Smith. So, I know he's not the same Bobby.
No.
I don't think the same Bobby would like
Well, your Bobby would be from England, wouldn't he?
It's a dog. It's nice. Anyways, so Wolfman, wouldn't it be lovely if we could show that film?
Which one?
The original Wolfman with Lon Chaney.
The original.
No, it'd be nice. So a thing that happens with the films is we can usually get these types of films, but only for broadcast.
Only for broadcast.
So we couldn't show it here on YouTube where you watch us, Bobby, so it wouldn't do you much good. However, you could probably see it on Amazon Prime, right? Something like that.
If you could find it.
I don't know. Anyways, thanks for writing, Bobby. Next up, Mr. Livingston.
Michael McBride from Greenville, Texas.
Michael McBride.
Greenville, Texas.
Greenville, Texas. That sounds like a lovely place.
Green.
I wonder if it's really green, though. It could be one of those illusionary names like Greenland.
Greenland is covered with ice. And
Right.
Iceland is covered with green.
That's right. And they may have done the same thing here. Yeah, it could be covered with dirt. All right. Oh, very nice writing. Michael McBride. He goes, Dear Creature Features cast and crew, my name is Michael McBride and I am from Greenville, Texas. Vincent, I want to let you know how much I and my grandchildren enjoy your shows. I look forward to each and every episode. I watch on your YouTube channel so I can also catch any past episodes. The delightful banter between you and Mr. Livingston. Is it really delightful?
Is it banter?
No, I think it's more like bickering or quarreling sometimes.
I would tend to agree.
Right, but let's go with it. Between you and Mr. Livingston, the always scary and funny Tangela. You know, she is scary, but the funny part is that she's not funny.
There's nothing funny about her.
No, people look at her in town and they go, she's funny. Right? And they say it like that, right? They don't go, oh, she's funny, ha ha. They go, oh, she's funny. Right?
I see what you're saying.
That's right. Is sometimes better than the actual movies. And poor Handy, Handy, we should call him that. Handy. Always being picked on by Tangela is entertaining. I do need to comment on that. He does tease her. That's why she takes it out on him. I mean, it's the truth.
And it's rather expensive.
Now, here's a chicken and egg question. Which came first, the teasing or the beating?
Good question.
All right, please keep up the wonderful job you all do. Also, please extend my sincere hello to the always stoic and perfect gentleman's gentleman, Mr. Livingston, and a special hello to the ever chatty Tangela. She's very chatty. If you see her off camera, never stops, does it?
Never
stops. All right, warmest wishes, Michael McBride, P.S. This is my first letter to you all. Well, thank you so much. We hope things are wonderful in Greenville, Texas. And say hello to everyone in Texas for us, would you, please? Everyone. Next up, Mr. Livingston, a box.
We have a box from Nancy Rovito.
With bees.
A Patreon member.
A box.
From Portland, Maine.
I like Portland, Maine. It has some weight and girth.
It has density.
And you've pre-opened it for me. This looks lovely. All right, I shall do this. I shall take a lovely card, and I shall pass this to our version of Vanna White. Yeah, Vanna White's nicer than you are. No, she is. She does not beat up people like you do. She does not blow up garbage bins.
Who is Vanna White?
Vanna White, she does Wheel of Fortune. She's the letter girl.
Oh.
She's like our letter girl, but worse. All right, so, look at this wonderful... Everyone has wonderful writing tonight. Did you notice?
Yes.
No, look at the penmanship on this card.
They lost art.
No, it looks like it was typeset. Nancy. You know, every Nancy I've known has had nice writing. I think it's got something genetically to do with the name. I could be wrong. I don't know. All right. Dear Vincent, Tangela, and Mr. Livingston, I recently joined your Patreon, and I will cherish the gift Tangela sent me. The scene cutter and a great photo of the three. Oh, you got one of those. You know, the producers were wondering where all our slates had gone.
Oh.
Apparently Nancy got one. Thank you so much for being a supporter. You know, if the rest of you want to support us on Patreon, that would be wonderful. It covers some of the damage she does to Andrew. Patreon, easy. Anyways, she goes on. They are on my wall. This is the first time I've ever joined a Patreon, and I've been so enamored with a show. but I love creature features. Well, we love you too, Nancy. I felt it only right. I returned the gift. I have been collecting and making things, and I found on the beach for years. I have a following, and it passes the long Maine winters. This is Nancy Rovita again, and I live in Portland, Maine. And for the record, Augusta is our capital. I didn't know that. Did you not?
Augusta,
oh my goodness.
Maine.
Look at
Yes.
this. What is it? It's
A
heavy.
paperweight.
Yes.
It would have
Yeah. Oh, this is. These
Paperweights.
are shells. She made this. Oh, this is wonderful. It's like a thing. You look. You have to use your eye and you look. You looked? All right, I looked as well. All right, let's see. Tangelo's gift is a sterling silver. What is your gift? Oh, it's like a necklace. What is that? Earrings? She's opening now. We're going to find out. Vincent's, yours is lead crystal. That would be this one. The shells, coral, and sea glass is all from beaches in Maine. I find, cut, and tumble, as well as drill it all by hand. Tangela, if you ever find any sea glass, send it my way, especially if you want a necklace, bracelet, barrettes, picture frames, a small bowl, etc. I will make it for you. Mr. Livingston, I hope this adds to your collection. Much love to you all. Keep up the good work. Love, Nancy. P.S. Still think you're a haughty Vincent. Oh, look at that. I got a compliment. No, I got a good compliment. Like,
Oh,
no, she called me a haughty.
how rare.
I'm going to read it again. P.S. Still think you're a haughty Vincent.
Yes, indeed.
No, he was chastising me the other day because he says, oh, that's lovely. He says that I do not get the love letters I once received when I was in the rock and roll music business. And he's right, but that's all right. Because, the women who write to rock and roll stars are not as refined and wonderful as Nancy in Maine. Right?
Good save.
There's no save there. It's the truth. No, and the people who watch horror films are not the same ones who bang their heads at rock and roll concerts.
Headbangers.
Right. No, they have brain damage, and the people who watch our show do not. We're the thinking man's horror show. That's what I was told once.
Ah, by whom?
He doesn't believe me. We believe you, Nancy. Anyways, any more? That's it?
That's it.
That's it? All right, if you'd like to send us mail or a package of your own, visit hellocreaturefeatures.com. There you will find all the information you could possibly want about sending us something in the mail or by email, or if they want to use carrier pigeon. I understand that's an option as well, right?
It seems to be a sport that's still alive.
That would be a good one, would it not? All right, we'll be right back soon with Jackie Kong, but first let's get back to A Cold Night's Death. See you soon. So, Jackie Kong, filmmaker, isn't there a lot of chatter in this film?
Well, I don't know what they're. Let's just put it this way: I don't think they're going to survive. Well, that's just my premonition. Third eye talking.
No, that's because you're a horror filmmaker and you know how these things work.
There's going to be a body count here.
No, but I'm talking about more like they're continuously bickering in the kitchen.
Well, that's just a pastime until they bite the dust.
They're like an old married couple.
Could be.
Right. Anyways, we'll get back to this film in a minute. You've got things to show. You're going to show me the behind the scenes of making a comic book.
Yes, right? I wanted to tell you how complex it is. It was
right.
surprising to me how many stages and how many people are involved with making a comic book.
Right.
You would think a simple comic book, but initially I write a script,
right.
and then it's broken down into a layout, which is a very simple kind of stick figure, more advanced than stick figures, but
This
an
looks like
idea.
it was sketched in a Denny's at
Yes.
12 p.m. on a napkin.
That's right. And then that sketch, that thumbnail goes to, once I lock it down,
Right.
it goes to an inker.
Oh, that looks much nicer.
Yes, and this
Right.
inker does all the detail that,
Let me compare.
yeah, you'll see the difference. And
Oh, my
then we go
goodness.
through several stages of inks until I approve
They're very
it.
close, though. I can see, if I hold this up to the light, they're quite similar.
Yes.
Right? All right.
And
the
then
next one.
once it's okayed, then it gets colored by my colorist.
Oh,
And
wow.
I have a very talented crew. The colorist is not even in the United States. He's actually in another country. My ink artist is in Chicago, and his name is Don Cardenas.
Let me see this
The
one.
colorist is in Paris.
Oh, he's in Paris.
Yes, he's in Paris. He was in Serbia, but now he's in Paris, and I'm working with him on the second
this
book
is
now.
lovely.
And then once I okay the colors, the dialogue that I wrote in the script then gets placed in by the
all right.
letterer, Joel Rodriguez. And that then, once
This is more complicated than making a film.
it's like making a film. It's really the stages. This is why I think I'm uniquely qualified for
Right.
making a comic book, because they couldn't believe, these are all comic book artists, how I understand what the end product will look like. It's because I
Right.
do that with film. I know what it's going to look
That
like
makes
at
sense.
the end.
That's amazing.
But it's done in very particular stages. And each stage, sometimes I go through sometimes 10 to 12 revisions on each stage before it gets to the next stage.
Because you're a perfectionist.
Because I'm a perfectionist.
I am too.
Yes.
What do you say we get back to this film?
Yes, let's catch and see what
Let's
happens
do it.
to these
All right.
guys.
Off we go back to A Cold Night's Death, and hopefully there'll be less talking and more monkey business.
More action. We need more action.
See you soon.
Hey, my name's Vicki. I'm 57 years old, and I'm from Friendsville, Maryland, in the United States. I'm watching your show on YouTube. I love these shows. Maybe you can find an old movie I used to watch called Raw Head Rex. Thanks. Bye.
Hello, this is Livingston. Apparently, one of my newly acquired domestic duties is to request help for our show financially by asking you to visit our Patreon page. Your generosity will help keep Creature Features on the air, which I'm not entirely sure is a good thing. However, with only a few dollars a month from you, your kindness will allow us to continue creating new programming each week, which apparently some of you curiously enjoy. And should you have the desire to give even more, you might even receive a gift from Ms. Tangella. I think not. Please visit the website below to learn more. Thank you.
You know, at the commencement, I was complaining a bit about the quality of this film. I think they shot it on 16 millimeter film.
Quite possibly. Or, you know, I think that 16, you know, these were these low-budget knockoffs that were made in that period.
So they would not spend the money on 35 like you would have used, right?
I shot all my films on 35. And
Right.
started on Super 8 when I was a teenager, making Super 8 movies, and then was gifted a 16 millimeter camera.
No, really?
On my 18th birthday.
My goodness.
By Marlon Brando. I think I told you that story.
Marlon
before.
Brando gave you a
told you
camera.
that story. Yeah, he surprised me. I was crying because everyone forgot my birthday. I was 18, and he was calling my mom, and he goes, "What's wrong?" Because he was an actor, and he could hear that I was upset.
Right.
And he said, what's wrong? I said, it's my birthday, and nobody remembered my birthday.
Oh, my goodness.
And he said, oh, no, we remembered your birthday.
What kind of camera was it?
It was a Beaulieu, French camera.
Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful Beaulieu 16mm camera, was delivered, because he was like, planned a dinner for me at Trader Vic's in Beverly Hills. So he said, oh, no one forgot your birthday. There's a dinner at Trader Vic's for you. So I invited some.
Marlon Brando threw you a birthday party.
My 18th birthday party. And this is really weird, because he had such a fit that I was making Super 8 movies that he was saying that, I don't want any of the kids in the movie business. This is a crappy business full of whores and...
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, it was very against the business. I mean, the movie business itself. I mean, he was a fabulous actor and clearly one of the best.
Well, he wouldn't even accept his own Academy Award.
He didn't like the business.
Right.
So it was odd then and I invited my high school friends, and we had this round table, and suddenly a big box arrives, and it's a gift, big box, and it said on the card, a gift from a secret admirer. And I thought to myself, well, who the hell? And then I turned it over. It said, whose name happens to be Marlon Brando, because he told them to write secret admirer, but they couldn't resist.
You saved all this stuff, right?
No, I threw it away. I threw it away.
What about the camera?
I didn't. I sold the camera to make a movie. Because I didn't know how to operate a 16mm camera.
You are wrong, Jackie Kong.
I rent 35mm cameras that are completely perfectly calibrated.
You were gifted a 16mm camera from Marlon Brando,
by someone
and
that
you
told me that
pawned it.
He told me the business was a terrible business. I wasn't doing it for the business. I was doing it just like my comic book. That comic book is purely a work of art, working with artists. It's not about...
Oh, you're trying to change the subject because I'm pointing to you how silly you are.
That comic book is... you do it for the right reason. And I got rid of the camera because I didn't... to own a camera, you have to maintain a camera. And I didn't know how to maintain a camera.
I don't believe a word
And you have to buy lenses. Not one. You have to buy the whole gear. It's not just the camera.
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Filmmaker, but welcome to the business.
I suppose. But
all right, you're being silly, and we're going to get back to this film. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what you do with 35mm cameras.
Yeah, and I want to see if they actually survive this Arctic freeze.
You already said they're going to die.
I think they're going to die. I think they will die.
She wants everyone to die.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you on the other side of the break. Don't go away.
Is that my water bottle? You didn't spit in this, did you?
Well, this movie is really keeping me up.
Well, it's not keeping my hair up like yours. What's your secret?
Oh, God, you have to rat the hair.
How is that
Lots of hairspray. And
I don't want to do that tonight.
Rat it, and maybe throw a bump it in there, too, while you're at it.
I need to look into that.
That's what I
So, Eli Wallach.
Good actor.
Womp, womp, womp. He was in that movie.
He's a really good actor. They've got, these guys pepper these TV movies with good actors. They do. They pepper it.
That's how they get them in. That's how they get the butts in the seats, right?
Yeah.
That's the term, right? That's a Hollywood term.
Butts in the seat.
Butts
that means
seats.
an audience. Get an audience.
Right.
Get their butts in the seat.
Right. And Eli Wallach, he's like, I could not imagine him being like a scientific type person.
Well, I cast Martin Landau as a scientist in my first movie, The Being.
You did?
Yes. And we will.
I like him. You know, he was in command of a moon base.
And you mean
Martin Landau.
was he really?
He was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was Commander Koenig.
Ah,
On
I
Space
loved working with him.
1999.
He was really a nice, hilarious actor. If he wasn't an actor, serious actor, should have been a comedian.
Oh, really?
Always cracking jokes.
Oh, how
cracking
fun.
Jokes, yeah. Funny, like a cat's
He never did that on the moon base.
No, he normally is very serious. This is
Right.
why
Right.
it was surprising that he's so
But
funny.
he was good in the Ed Wood film.
Yeah, he was great in Ed Wood, and he was good in my movie. He was so generous, really helping the other actors that were less experienced. But he did tell me that the lead actor in my first film was the worst actor he'd ever worked with.
Oh, how wonderful! Well, he told you and not him.
No, he told me because he was trying to help him.
Right.
And the guy he couldn't make eye contact. It's very important in acting to make
right,
eye contact,
right.
to actually be able to look at who you're talking to in the eye.
Right.
And he kept blinking and looking away.
Oh,
So
maybe he had some kind of infection.
maybe it was a
of some
condition.
kind.
Maybe it
Right.
could have been a
It
condition.
could have been hay fever. Livingston gets it all the time. No, he's here doing the mail one time. I thought he was crying. Like
And
he
it
got a
was-
sad letter in the mail, and it turns out he just had hay fever.
hay fever. So he
That's all it
wasn't
was.
sad. So
All
maybe
right.
that was it.
Well, what do you say we wrap up this film?
Yes. Let's finish it up.
We're going to wrap up this film, and then when we come back, we'll have Tangela, and we'll get her opinion of the film, and we'll find out how people can order these, right?
Yeah. Great.
All right. Off we go to the end of A Cold Night's Death. Do not leave when you see the movie credits, because it's going to be silly if we come back after the credits and you're not there and we're sitting here. What are we going to do? We're just going to be looking at them going, oh, they're gone.
Yeah. Stick
Right?
around.
We'll have nothing to say, right? So stick around, and we will see you after the credits. See ya. And that brings a close to A Cold Night's Death. The monkeys are running the show.
Looks like it.
It's like the governments of most countries, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of the film, love? She liked it. Yeah, you know, she likes Planet of the Apes as well.
You like monkeys.
It's not so much the monkeys, it's the fact that the humans lose. She likes that part.
Yeah, that's
her thing, right,
probably
yeah.
the way it's going to go.
It's an okay film. We will only show this film again if we find a suitable copy. This one was too crunchy and dark, and I like good quality.
Maybe they needed to go back to the original negative.
Yes. But I bet you it doesn't exist.
Maybe.
Anyways, enough of that. What are you doing next? What's next for you besides comic books?
We are doing, I am swamped with the comic book. We are
Right.
doing issue number 3 coming up this summer. I'm doing some of
Nice.
the Comic Cons. I'll be in Long Beach for the Comic Con there.
Wonderful.
I was in New York Comic Con, and I've been signing at comic book stores, so meeting the fans.
Oh, wonderful.
It was really, really wonderful to do that, actually.
Right.
I like meeting and seeing how it impacts them and how much they enjoy it.
Plus, they give you the feedback that
Yeah.
you might use in a
They love
future.
the music.
Right.
The music score is like no one's ever done it,
That's
done
so
on a
fun.
comic book. So it's like blow away. It's like sitting in reading and having this whole visceral experience.
I imagine in the future, like they'll be able to put the actual music player inside the cover.
Well,
With tiny
practically you can
speakers.
do that because I hid QR codes all over the book.
Right.
All you do is take your phone
Yeah.
and you play the music while you're
Right,
reading.
but I'm talking about like the scientists at the comic book factory could invent tiny speakers.
You know what? You are full of good ideas.
I'm full of something.
Yes.
For
That's
sure.
true.
All right. How can we find out more about Jackie Kong?
You can find out more if you Google Spend the Night comic book.
Google Spend the Night comic book. But you have a website, right?
Yes, I have a website, JackieKongDirector.com.
JackieKongDirector.com.
And-
Because you direct, that's why.
That's right. And now I'm a comic book creator. I've moved from cult film director to comic book creator. And it's having a lot of fun with it.
Right.
So I'm signing one for you. The autographed versions are already sold out.
Yes. No. You're autographing 2 for us. We're going to keep
Yes.
1, and we're going to give 1 for one of our wonderful Patreon people.
Oh, great.
Right.
Wonderful.
So that'll be wonderful. Yeah. All right.
I'm looking
All right.
forward to it.
Thank you so much, Jackie, for coming again. Next time you're in town, you make sure you come see us.
I will. I love coming to see you.
And as far as you guys go, thank you so much for staying up and watching this film with us. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did not, at least we hope you enjoyed Jackie. I did. You did, right? And her spongy thing. And next week we've got Star Wars playing and George Lucas as a guest in our film next week. No? All right. It'll be something like that. And in any case, have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time. So, Jackie.
Yes.
I'm thinking on your next comic book, you should make a character in the comic that's like me.
I don't think my inker has enough black.